And this is where I want to touch on being rationally optimistic. And we know that there's evil in this world, right? With the terrorist attacks in Paris and San Bernardino, and as a matter of fact, all around the world, we have this major problem right now. But despite all that stuff, we don't ignore it. We know it exists, but you can be rationally optimistic. So I'm going to touch on that a little bit today. If you're rationally optimistic, it will make you a better investor. You won't do the wrong things, the wrong emotional things like selling in down markets and stuff like that. But it'll give you the confidence that you need to remain disciplined in your prudent, diversified portfolio. Now, not if you're speculating on stocks or if you're speculating on some sort of crazy investment. It's a broadly diversified portfolio is what I'm talking about. But to have confidence in being able to do so, you have to know and learn how wealth is truly created. And it's not created by some guru magic money manager that's out there, or one of these newsletter writers that's going to make you 1,000% in 2 weeks or something like that, okay? It just doesn't happen that way. But wealth is created every single minute of every single day by the entrepreneurs and the business people and the engineers and the scientists and the workers working every single minute of every single day. Billions of people working every day. It takes courage, but courage is strengthened with use. Some of you that have been around for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years have been through the ups and downs of the markets and have a net worth that's higher, much, much higher than you had years ago. You know that it takes courage. It doesn't make it any easier when we have the ups and downs in the markets. But some of you that haven't been around for maybe 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, even 5 years, it takes a little bit of courage to develop that strength. We want you to be able to get the returns that are available to the disciplined investor. The funds that we have, if you hold them for 5, 10, 15 years, you should do just fine. But the problem is we have periods like this September, August and September, right, when China was in the news, and now we've got oil dropping like a rock, and December's been a tough month so far. But eventually, my opinion is oil will have a good effect on the economy because gasoline's getting cheaper, all kinds of things are getting cheaper because oil is declining. So we'll get over it. But to find courage, it takes knowledge, learning and knowing how wealth is created. But even before that, we have to have freedom. Without freedom, we have nothing. In order for free markets and free trade to exist all around the world, we have to have freedom, correct? Who do we owe our freedom to? Yeah, the U.S. military, right? The Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, working every single minute of every single day to provide the freedom that we have. So I wanted to show you this video as a reminder to all of us, and there's a lot of you in this room that have fought for us and for our freedoms, so we can have this event, so we can have our free market portfolios. This is a video, and share this with your young kids and your grandkids too. Find this. You can find this anywhere. You just do a Google search, I fought for you, and you'll pull it up. Send it to them. This is a great reminder for all of us.
3 teens were arrested today for defacing the Kensington Park War Memorial overnight. The destruction includes painted messages against the military and the war in the Middle East. The 3 teens were picked up in the early morning hours after evidence was left at the scene.
Grandpa, something wrong?
Some people sure have short memories, and those who are too young to know need to be taught. Come on, I want to show you guys something.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly
the 6th of June, 1944. 225 Rangers jumped off the British landing craft and ran to the bottom of these cliffs. 225 came here. After 2 days of fighting, only 90 could still bear arms. These are the boys of Puente Hope. These are the men who took the cliffs. These are the champions who helped free a continent. These are the heroes who helped end a war. You are men who in your, quote, lives fought for life and left the vivid air signed with your honor.
In the name of God and country, I learned to defy gravity.
To honor my family,
I lived in the belly of a beast.
I fixed the hearts of iron monsters.
I became a worm in the mud for dignity,
for honor,
For righteousness' sake.
for God and country.
I fought for you.
I fought for you.
For you.
I fought for you.
I fought for you.
I fought for you.
I fought for you.
For you.
For you.
For you.
For you.
I fought for you.
I fought for you.
I fought for you, and I do it again.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
We have to be reminded that we owe everything to our U.S. military, because without our freedom, we truly have nothing. We don't. But because of our freedom, you can be rationally optimistic about the future. Wealth creation is constant and ongoing. Can wealth be created from nothing? Can wealth be created from thin air? Yes. Here's two good examples right here. You got Star Wars and Adele, right? Star Wars was once an idea in, who's George Lucas? In his head, right? In the 1970s. And look what it's become over the decades. Billions of dollars created for hundreds and thousands of companies and millions of people. And some of them, and all the stocks that we own, participate in this kind of thing. Adele, all the songs that she just wrote for this record-setting album were ideas in her head. And look at all the people that surrounded her and all the companies that are participating in this. So yes, it can be created. Even as something as simple as this table. Scott wanted to order them one day. He placed the order. Someone created them out of nothing. Some materials. Technology is always mutating in unimaginable ways, and it will never ever stop, no matter what's going on in the country, whether there's interest rates rising, or oil declining, or China acting up, who knows what's happening in the world. We have to remember it will never ever stop, and I'll show you some examples of this. The video after this I'm going to show you is IBM's Watson in 2015. But in order to appreciate that, I have to take you back to 2011, when IBM's Watson challenged the biggest, brightest Jeopardy champions ever in history. And so IBM's Watson, if you guys are unfamiliar, it's artificial intelligence that IBM created. It was epic. I don't know if you know anything about Jeopardy, but it is a hard game. It's full of nuance, especially with the English language. So watch what happened back in 2011.
I remember that morning going to the lab, and I was thinking, this is it. This is the last Jeopardy game.
This is Jeopardy, the IBM Challenge.
Here we go. Brad, if you're ready, make your first choice.
Let's take alternate meanings for 200, Alex.
4-letter word for a vantage point or a belief. Brad.
What is a view?
Yes.
After the first clue of the game, which Brad won, I had just this horrible feeling at that moment that he was as good as everyone said he was, and he was just going to run the whole board on us.
Watson.
What is shoe?
You are right.
We actually took the lead. We were ahead of them, but then we started getting some questions wrong.
Watson.
What is leg?
No, I'm sorry, I can't accept that.
What is 1920s?
No.
What is chic?
No, sorry. Brad.
What is class?
Class, you got it. Watson.
What is Sauron?
Sauron is right, and that puts you into a tie for the lead with Brad.
The Double Jeopardy round of the first game, I thought was phenomenal.
Watson went on a tear.
Watson.
Who is Franz Liszt?
You are right.
What is violin?
Good.
Who is the church lady?
Yes. Watson.
What is narcolepsy?
You are right, and with that you move to $36,681.
The risk was, Ken gets a daily double, bets big, gets it right, he's going to be well ahead, and then with that kind of lead going into Final Jeopardy, if he bets enough, he could end up winning the match.
Ken.
What's a committee?
We got to find that last daily double. We got to find that last daily double.
It was a crucial moment in the game. There was still a daily double on the board, and it was starting to become pretty clear that it was in the legal ease category.
Let's go to legal ease for 1200.
Watson.
What is executor?
Right.
Same category, 1600.
Answer, daily double.
That was the moment when I knew it's over.
The category is 19th century novelists.
What Watson wants to do then is preserve the lead, not take a big risk, especially with Final Jeopardy, because just like for humans, Final Jeopardy is hard for Watson.
Now we come to Watson, who is Bram Stoker, and the wager. Hello, 17,973, and a two-day total of 77,147.
I would have thought that technology like this was years away, but it's here now. I have the bruised ego to prove it.
My past Jeopardy experiences have been great, but they weren't really weighty with this kind of technological, philosophical importance. I think we saw something important today.
Didn't really think very much about the implications until later and say, wow, wait a second, this is history.
Of course, this whole project is not ultimately about playing Jeopardy. It's about doing research and deep analytics and a natural language understanding. This is about taking the technology and applying it to solve problems people really care about. We're just so excited about all the things we can do with this.
I had thought this is the end. We get there, we're done. And I'm realizing it's just the beginning.
So now we fast forward just about 6 years later, and IBM Watson is developed into a learning, thinking, teaching machine, where all kinds of companies are taking that technology and mutating it with their technology to create things we can't even imagine right now.
Technology has helped us go further, go faster, go to the moon, solve problems previous generations couldn't imagine. But can technology think? Watson can. IBM Watson is a technology unlike any that's come before. Because rather than force humans to think like a computer, Watson interacts with humans on human terms. Watson can read and understand natural language, like the tweets, texts, articles, studies, and reports that make up as much as 80% of the data in the world. A simple internet search can't do that. When asked a question, Watson generates a hypothesis and comes up with both a response and a level of confidence. And then Watson shows you the steps it took to get to that response. In a way, Watson is reasoning. You don't program Watson, you work with Watson. And through your interactions with it, it learns, just like we do. Every experience you give it makes it smarter and faster. But in addition to learning, Watson can also teach. A new generation of doctors are helping Watson learn the language of medicine. In turn, Watson is helping teach doctors by providing possible treatment options. Watson is learning the language of finance to help investment advisors recommend the best way to plan for retirement. The IBM Watson Engagement Advisor can react to a caller's questions and help operators find the right answers faster. The IBM Watson Discovery Advisor helps researchers uncover patterns that are hiding in mountains of data and then share these new insights with colleagues. With Watson Analytics, you can ask Watson a question, and Watson can show you what the data means in a way that's easy for anyone to understand and share. The IBM Watson Developers Cloud offers software vendors and developers the technology and tools they need to take advantage of Watson's cognitive power. Accessible on the cloud, anytime. Watson needs you. This generation of problem solvers is going to learn much faster with Watson, and Watson, in turn, will learn much faster with us. Developers will solve new problems. Business leaders will ask bigger questions. And together, we'll do things generations before couldn't dream of. What will you do with Watson?
You know, it could read and understand natural language, interact with humans. Who knows what this is going to mutate into? And this is how wealth is created, not by some money manager that's out there. And did these guys at IBM stop because China's going into a decline or anything like that? They'll never, ever, ever stop. So we have to remember that when we're going through our periods of decline. You guys heard of the autonomous driving cars, self-driving cars, right? Google cars have been driving around the United States for a few years now and logged over 1 million miles already. And Tesla, just a couple months ago, the electric car company announced their self-driving, their autonomous driving car. Now, we've all been in control over our cars, right? Forever, right? Forever. So imagine your first time driving one of those cars and turning it over to a computer.
Okay, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not touching it. No, the car's watching. It sees, oh my gosh, the car knows exactly where the person ahead of me is in the lane. Because I could see it here on the dash. And, oh, red light. But that was, ooh, that was interesting. It got a really bad taxi really well, which is incredible. And, oh my gosh, this is so, I'm not touching it at all, and it's driving, whoa, the lanes are getting a little, oh no, there it goes, and it stops. I mean, being here in a Tesla Model S P90D with ludicrous mode, which is incredibly fun, but the fact that it could do all this itself, and you could see on here the vehicle in front of you that's following, and you could see where that is in its lane, and you could see all of the sensors going back and forth on the dashboard display here. Oh my gosh, it's changing lanes on its own. Oh my gosh, it's changing lanes on its own. That is wild. So I hit the brakes there, but I didn't think I need to. I think that was me getting nervous, and the car didn't have a problem. The car was like, just watch out, there's something in front, but it was slowing down on its own. That's incredible. That's weird that I started freaking out before the car did. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm not touching it. But I got my hands up just in case. Yeah, got my foot ready. So that's happening now. And you know how much technology mutated together to get this to work? Radars and computers and all kinds of technology went into that. And it's just in its infancy right now. And Mercedes just announced their autonomous driving car, and it is now on the streets. They want it in the showroom by the year 2030. Our laws are going to have to obviously catch up to it, and our highways and stuff like that. But this car is awesome, and in our next class I'm going to show you some more details on this. I'm just going to give you a little tease today. Commercial they put out on Baby, You Can Drive My Car.
Ask a girl what she wanted to be. She said, baby, can't you see? I wanna be famous, a star on the screen, but you can do something in between. Maybe you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Maybe you can drive my car. Maybe I love you. Beep, 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 yeah. Maybe I love you.
Now, that would take some real trust. I don't know about that, you know?
Real faith.
So this last video is a bunch of technology mutating together, cars and planes and autonomous driving and all that technology that goes in with that into this. So check this out. Yep. And all that technology exists today. It's on the drawing boards. It will happen. Technology is always mutating in unimaginable ways. We can't even fathom what's going on behind the scenes. It will never, ever, ever stop. So you can be rationally optimistic because wealth creation is constant and ongoing.